All right, hello everyone. This is DayTraderRockStar for DayTradingRadio.com with a little market update going into the week of July 18th. So it's Sunday, July 18th out right now. Going into the 19th. It's almost 12 o'clock. Just to give you an update on the futures, because we have the futures live overnight. Futures are pretty much up $1.50. S&P futures up $1.50. Slight little gain here this morning, going into Monday morning. And what we have in front of you here is the S&P cash, S&P 500, or the SPX. And what you can see here is just a very good example of the stochastic momentum indicator getting overbought. Also the price coming up to multiple areas, both the 50 and the 200 period moving average. There's a downward trend line. If you started at the top of this level, you'll see that little spike higher comes up to it, and then this would definitely be an area. But even if you made it a channel trade at a lower level, that also plays right into that level. So this whole total level is very strong, and of course we pulled back into that. Everything textbook right now. This is a classic textbook downward sloping pattern. It could either be a channel or a wedge pattern. Normally they both break to the upside, but it takes timing. Now, this has only been tagged potentially once, twice, three times. Same thing on the bottom side, possibly four if we add in this area over here. So I'll be watching. I would definitely watch for a lower test of this trend line. But what's more that I want, what I really like to pay attention to a little bit more is the potential of holding this 1050 area, building a right shoulder here, and then breaking out of this pattern to the upside. So right now, going into the beginning of the week, you got to be very cautious. You got to be pretty much on the sidelines. Let the market determine if we're heading back down, or because this is the first pullback we got on Friday, so we could get a reaction rally on Monday, push back into this pattern a little. Stochastics are getting a crossover. I think we're definitely going to follow through down to that 1050 area. If we hold that 1050, great. We could actually put in that inverted head and shoulders, slanted inverted head and shoulders pattern here. But that needs to be seen. And once we start to establish that, for whatever reason, if we come down to this level, we have this head over here, and we can start to establish some strength, and we get a little divergence between the stochastics and the price level, then we can look for that break. Until then, you got to believe that the trend is down. And at this point, this pivot area, we call this a pivot area when the market's pivoting from one uptrend to back down into a short-term downtrend. This area is the most complicated area. Once you get into the move, the trend is your friend. But once you change trend, it could get a little sloppy up here. So Friday we had that big down day. We're actually vested, pretty heavily in the SDS, or the pro short shares on the S&P. And I would like to take that off, locking those profits down around 1050, or at least protect them down at that level. And then there's a couple stocks on the watch list for this week. Again, every week I do throw out a 10-4,000 watch list on the site. This week's we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stocks that are set up. I'm going to go over a few of them right here. Some of the best bets here. So I just want to go over a couple interesting setups. One is the refiners. Refiners have pulled back. Now, if we go back down to July last year, at the same exact time that we pulled back down to this 1050, it's a weird, just a beautiful, perfect setup. We're not going to say weird. It's just a perfect setup, other than the stochastics right in the midpoint here. But we go back here to right in the beginning of end of June to end of July, end of June, end of July, right here. You both down at 1050, and since that place in July, we had a 4-month rally into October. I wonder if we're going to see a repeat rally here. So the refiners look very interesting. TSL, that one's definitely on the watch list for this week to see if we do get any strength. I'd watch anything above $12 on this. And again, you could actually see the pullback here. And you got a left shoulder here. The spike down is the right shoulder. If we could start to hold here, break out this little mini consolidation and move up, we should have a good rally here. Just if history repeats itself there. So interesting concept there. PBR is one of my best bets of the week. And again, looking for that inverted head and shoulders pattern, which is very nice. Downward trend line, right shoulder being put in here. This one's nice enough because we're not extremely overbought here, and we have time. We have an area to run here, so I definitely think we could hold that 34. Start showing upward pressure. That'll lock in that higher low. Even if we hold above 32, I think the risk reward down here is really starting to look good. You can see the head, the left shoulder, the right shoulder, the downward trend line. Everything is pointing to a break up. We're pulled away from the 200. I'm going to look to start a position this week in this one, especially if we could hold above $32 and start to see some strength back above the 20. So PBR, one of the best bets going into this week. WFT, again, nice consolidation in a larger channel. Very nice channel. Consolidating looks good. And Ameritrade AMTD, another very nice flagging formation. Stochastics are just getting into the meat of the move here. And we had actually a very good day on Friday considering the overall markets. So that's a couple ones. A low price stock for you low price players. This is again, might be an interesting setup. And it's going to take a little time for it to play out. HSTM, HealthStream. It's been consolidating here for a while. Since July, it made its move from 250 to 450. It seems like we're consolidated enough where the stochastics are coiling here, getting tighter and tighter, and I think we might get that break. So this is a great stock just to watch on volume. Volume starts to pick up. Right now, volume is way low. And if you get volume back here like this and you start to get a little volume spike, definitely might want to take this as a momentum type of trade. So something to watch for a low price stock watch. So that's it. I'll cover these stocks and more stocks and the other 13 on the show every day, starting at 8:30 in the morning. We go to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, cover the markets tick for tick, every breakout, every setup that sets up that I could actually notice. I'll bring to you live on the screen, and that's at daytradingradio.com. So come on by, check it out, and I'll see you in the markets on Monday.